And, as promised, new special guest, Michael from AMD. Welcome, mate.
Good afternoon.
It is afternoon. It's going so quick today. 2 o'clock. Jesus. Mate, first up, thank you for your time. Come have a chat to us. As well as not just your support for this event, but you guys are sponsoring and helping out pinball all over the country, which is just phenomenal. Yeah. Really, really, really appreciate it across the board.
Thank you.
So, Pinfest, how many years now? You've been go?
So I think this is their 16th.
I thought it was. I thought I got corrected by Marco to 16. Mike said 14. So somewhere between there.
Somewhere between there. I think we came on board after the second or third.
That's great.
Pinfest.
So over a decade.
Yeah, when they were over at Caves Beach, and that was a great venue, but they outgrew that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were not long after inception that we jumped on board.
That's awesome.
Supported the boys.
I get you to just put your mic in a little bit closer to your mouth. It'll work beautiful. They get a bit funny sometimes, which is good because they can't hear us talk off camera, which is great. So, mate, so yeah, AMD. One, you guys are helping us out. Everything that we do for Pinball, for the maidens, everywhere, right? So,
we pick and choose. To be honest with you, we get approached by a lot of pinball venues and a lot of associations and clubs that run pinball events and competitions, and we have to treat our sponsorship and our support like a business decision.
Always.
It's got to work both ways.
Yep.
I make no bones about that. We support people that support us, and certainly people that support Stern Pinball. We don't have a bottomless check account.
Unfortunately.
No, we just got to pick and choose, and I think for the most part that you mentioned the Illawarra Club and the Iron Maidens. What you guys have done down there in the Illawarra region, we can't thank you enough. The exposure and the professionalism that I've seen, and the games that you've bought recently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our honour and it's our pleasure to support you guys. So, no, we do get approached by a lot of clubs around Australia, but we support those that support us, and we do our best to support pinball, competitive pinball, but also we want to make sure events like this, where it's a social element.
Yeah.
And that to me, you may have seen on a lot of our t-shirts, hashtag pinball is fun.
Yeah.
It has to be fun.
Yeah.
If it's not fun, it's like I tell my kids, if it's not fun, don't do it.
Yeah. That's one of the 3 rules that we've got at the club.
Yeah.
We'll go through the others maybe off stream. So, AMD, Stern distributor for Australia wide.
Yep.
You got other coin-operated things, games. That's what I was looking for.
We've always been for 30 years. We've been 32 years now. I think we've been the official Stern exclusive distributor in Australia.
Yep.
But we also sell, import and distribute other coin-operated amusement equipment. Whether it be kids' rides, carousels, air hockey tables, video games, ticket redemption games, prize redemption games. So we haven't always had our eggs in one basket. We've always dabbled with other equipment, and then you'll have periods of in the industry where pinball will take a dive.
Yep.
2007, 2008, 2009. We weren't seeing so many great titles, and we were selling other games, video games, and
you need to diversify as business, right?
We do. But since COVID, more specifically since COVID, Stern Pinball has probably represented anywhere between 70 or 80% of our business.
Oh wow!
Because the operator market, the guys that have games out in pubs and clubs, or clubs, cinema locations, bowling locations.
Yeah.
It's all relative to the economy. Their business hasn't been hitting straps, whereas Stern Pinball have been really hitting straps with such great titles. We've had big titles
That
that
has
last
been
5 years.
massive, hasn't it? Like
And we're
we're
spoiled for
spoiled.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, over that period of time as well, there's a huge emergence of the actual home market, right? And I think I've heard, numbers like 80% or 70 to 80% of Stern is home users.
Oh, absolutely. I would go even further to say probably
Yeah, right.
in some cases maybe 90%.
Wow.
Yeah. So which it's funny because when I meet with Stern and with the senior executive level, that's a very common question that they ask us is like, what's our
Yeah, where they're going.
where are our games going?
Yeah.
And with Insider Connected, they're probably more privy to that information now.
Yeah.
And that data, but traditionally, we would see anywhere between 80 and 90% of our games go to the home market.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
It's something that's something leaning into, segueing back to what you're talking about with our support, and something that Gary Stern has driven into not just AMD but all distributors around the world. We need pinball in public locations.
Yeah.
If we don't have pinball in public locations, we don't drive
You don't grow.
pinball to the younger demographic.
Yep.
And we won't have the same resurgences that we are seeing now.
Yeah.
Because majority of these people that you see walking around, they play pinball back in their teenage years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're enjoying this resurgence 40, 50, 30, 40, 50 years later.
Yeah.
If we don't do that now, we won't see pinball in the future.
And the kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you and I had that conversation about the bowling alley, right? Where
Right.
you used to service, and my uncle worked, and that's where I used to play, right?
Yeah.
And it's nostalgia, I love seeing it when like either my nieces or nephews or even my daughter's friends come over, and they hear the machine start up, stick their head in the office up. They haven't seen pinball before. All right, kids. Shut the door. Let's play.
That's how it starts.
It is so good. I even went to the I have to send you some photos of it. I do a bunch of woodwork and I made like this custom handmade stool so my nieces and nephews could actually play on it. Just to give them something. Here, this is for you, and it's for pinball,
Yep.
and they love it. Like, they fight over it. So I don't have to make 2 or 3 more, but it'll be.
But this is exactly the reason why we need pinball in locations like the Illawarra Club.
Yep.
Like in with the Iron Maidens, like we see in we see Empire Alterna Arcade up in Townsville
They're
and
doing
Cairns.
phenomenal things, aren't
But
they?
they do things with kids.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
It's what we see at Pinfest. It's what we see at Taspin down in Launceston, which you have to come to next year.
All right. You
it-
shout me a ticket on there.
let's work on that. It's so important to have pinball in public locations.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see especially young kids when they're playing pinball for the first time.
Yeah.
And they're just like their eyes,
So good, isn't
right?
it?
And they're up on a stool and they're playing. They have no idea what they're doing, but they're having
A ball.
fun.
Absolutely, and that's all it's about, right?
It is.
So we did catch on the stream. I think it was earlier in the day yesterday. We dropped it on the Mario Brothers, and it was just kid after kid after kid. That was so cool.
So cool.
It was so cool.
But so that's a good thing with the licenses. The kids synergize with
Yeah.
what the license is, and they're drawn towards it, and that's why we love. Like I think we were talking about Star Wars yesterday, the new
Yeah.
release of Star Wars, and it hasn't been as positive and strong as a reaction as we've seen other titles.
Yeah,
But can I tell you, Star Wars is one of the biggest licenses in the world.
yeah,
A kid will
Yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah.
like Metallica is for me.
Yep.
Metallica can make a lanyard or shoelaces. I'll go and
you can
buy
buy
it. Right?
it. yeah.
Kids with Star Wars, they'll be drawn to that game, whether they've reused a Millennium Falcon toy that they used on the old pinball. They don't care.
It's going to bring people to play
It's
it.
going to bring people to play. So leaning back again, pinball machines in public locations is something that we're really pushing for.
Yep.
We're really trying to support. I don't take for granted the pinball sales for the home market, but we're really pushing and trying to support blokes like you guys.
Yeah, it's getting it out there, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you speak to Stu and those guys, quite a bit. And what we're actually seeing a little bit more is those guys are getting their machines out at sites that are not our clubhouse, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a fish and chip shop. Mm-hmm. don't know what they had in. They had a T2 or something in there. One of the older machines,
There was
right?
a brewery down there. You guys put some games in the brewery.
Yeah,
down
the
there too.
brew.
Yeah.
Well, just this little fish and chip shop is called up and like, hey, we want another machine. Right, so now we've got 2 in there, and the guys are, you know, and it takes the pinball community to get those machines out on site, get people exposed to it, and the amount of people that we see just kind of coming to the club for those nostalgia things. I did an interview on, what was it, ABC Radio, and within 5 minutes after doing it, it was a Pinawara day as well in the morning, right? A couple of people like turned up at the door. Oh, we do it on ABC Radio. Like, awesome.
Wow.
Have a couple of games and we section off a machine for it, but it's phenomenal. So, hey, I want to go back to probably a stupid question, but that's what I'm here for. Outside of pinball, talking about all the other coin-op machines and the pieces like that you've done, what's the coolest one that you've actually either had at home or that your kids have gravitated to? Have you got anything like that?
Pinball or video game?
Like, no, non-pinball. We'll go back to pinball in a minute, because I'm thinking like, man, you got air hockey tables, you got claw machines, you got all those cool sort of things. Have you ever like brought one home that you're just like, my God, these kids won't get off it?
You know what? I tend not to bring games home.
Or do they come to the warehouse and do that?
Yeah, well, that's what I've always said. I've always said to my boys, you know, if you want to play some games, we'll go to the shop.
Come to work.
We'll go to the factory.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When I get home from work, the last thing I want to see sometimes is a pinball machine. You know? I see enough of them when I get at work.
Yeah.
But video games, probably the coolest video game I've played or imported and sold has probably been from Raw Thrills, and that would have been the virtual reality King Kong machine.
Oh, wow, I've never seen it.
Oh.
I have to look it up.
I mean, it's a very expensive piece. It's very much dedicated for the bigger family entertainment centres, or FECs as we call them.
Right.
You know, the larger time zone locations.
Yeah.
Expensive piece, but
Just cool.
full movement, full VR,
That's sick.
stereo sound, air blowing in your face, like just like full 5D.
That is sick.
Really,
I'm keen to
really
have a look.
cool. I mean, it's got like had like an hour of content, so you could never stop.
Yeah,
The game was over, and you just put money again. The game was over, you put money again. It was like, almost like a poker machine. You just kept feeding money because you wanted to see what happened at the end.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is. I want to have a
Real
look
cool.
at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, real cool.
And when it comes to pinball for you, I mean, you live, you breathe it, you see it every day. Do you have like a preference in terms of out? Then this is as a Stern dealer. Hopefully, I can give you permission to look outside of Stern. But even from a nostalgic perspective, have you got an era, or you've got a kind of feel that you gravitate towards, and your favourites?
I definitely in the I grew up playing pinball, and definitely back in the late 80s and early 90s of like the golden era of Addams Families and Indiana Jones and
Yes.
Creatures and all those kind of the titles that everybody loves.
Yeah.
But probably one of my most favourite titles, because I'm a car guy as well, is Getaway.
Yeah, how good is it? How good is it?
If I see Getaway, it's very hard for me not to play it.
We had a beautiful one at the club for a little while. I don't think it was Stu's. It was the other guy who does repairs, Rods. I think it was Rods.
Yeah, it might have been, yep.
Yeah, and PJ had one, but he sold it, and that thing was unbelievable.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
you do some really good reconditioning, research, yeah. But restores. I tell you another one that I haven't seen here. Is Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not here.
I don't know why. I just have a lot of memories. I was repairing pinball machines in the late 90s, into late 90s. And we were repairing those kind of machines back then. And I just always loved Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, I loved it.
Well, that could be that theme association, because you've probably seen it on TV when you were younger as well.
But it was just all the sounds. It had the right sounds. And it wasn't jam-packed, but it had all the right colours. And this is the thing I say about, because unfortunately, fortunately for me, but a lot of people come to me as like, not the authority, but like they come to me for validation on what they want to buy. So
Yeah.
they say, okay, what do you think about X-Men? Because I want to buy it. And
Yeah.
I said, look, pinball is so subjective.
You got to play it.
You have to play it.
Yeah.
And it just because I like it doesn't mean you're going to like it. And that's the beautiful part about pinball. So I don't give my opinion on too many machines these days. Pinball's like pizza for me, right? They're all good.
Right. Yeah.
But you have your
Well,
favourite.
with or without pineapple, though.
Right, that's it.
It's controversial.
It's very controversial.
But it's just, I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law, and he's like, you know, he's like, I want a T2. What do you think of it? And I'm like, mate, I've known you I've been married for 20 years, right? So you've been my brother-in-law for 20 years, and you've always spoken about T2. You're never going to get it out of your head. Buy one.
Get one.
Buy it. Yeah, but what? I said, listen, come to the club. We've got 20 machines there. Play them. See what you like. You might like certain types of shots or certain designers, or you might like a certain type of feel or rule set. Get in and please. Oh, that's a great idea.
Very personal. It's very subjective, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And the good thing that the what I like about, and I don't talk about this so often, but because I don't want it to be a focus of games so much, but the great thing about pinball, whether it's new or old, they retain a very sizable asset value.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And for the most part, they are fluid.
Yeah.
So that, but guys, you've known them, I've seen them. Guys will get new games. They might buy 2 or 3. Somewhere down the track, they might have some sickness in the family or come up to hardship troubles. They can move the games on and get, for the most part, their money back.
Very close to it.
Very close to it.
Yep.
If you lose a little bit, hey, you've had fun in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a great
You're
thing.
right.
That's a great thing. So what I say to people when they say, oh, but I don't want to make a wrong decision, I said, look, if you buy a game, play it for 2 or 3 years, you can flip it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Kept in good condition in home use only. It's particularly when they stop manufacturing the game, there's no reason why you shouldn't at least get very close to what you paid for it.
Yeah, swap them out, right?
Yep.
Just keep moving. And people have got finite amounts of space.
Yeah, that's the other consideration.
So,
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That is. And so, working with Stern in the US, you mentioned that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How's that go for you? How do you guys interact? Video conferencing, calls? How often do you talk? Say the new Star Wars machines coming out. How's that experience for you as a dealer?
All of the above. Like we've been, when you have it's like being in a marriage for 30 years. You have your good and your bad days. You bang heads every now and then.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the great thing about Stern is that they've got so many. There's a lot of people at Stern that have been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. So you know who you're dealing with. You trust them.
Yeah.
Our relationship with Stern is 30 years old. So it's
solid.
It's solid. That doesn't mean to say that they're running a business, and so are we. And at the end of the day, we're all trying to make some money.
Yeah.
But our relationship with Stern is fantastic. We all get along together. We work together for the same common goal of exposing pinball to the world.
Yeah.
We're not always privy to what they're doing. I think there's quite a lot of distributors around the world can't keep their mouth shut. So.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah. So and there's some games like we'll talk about Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
One day we're selling their our current games or their backlog, and the next day Foo Fighters is released. And people say, "Well, how come you?" I didn't know about it. Yeah. I had no idea about Foo Fighters. Quite often we don't find out about games until you do.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. I have no problem with that.
I don't mind the surprise, right, at the end of the day, because, what we're running into at the moment, there's been a lot of talk for a long time about it being Star Wars, about it being Borg, and all the bits and pieces that it was or wasn't. And everyone's talking about the remake, and all you're hearing about is Walking Dead, which is what it is. I'd kind of like a surprise, right? And then the next cornerstone they're talking about, there was Jax. Everyone's leaning towards Pokemon. I'd love to see what they do with that. I think they could be so, that sort of thing with Insider Connected, that gamification of a game, right? That's kind of the epitome of it. And they've done, brilliant things with Dungeons and Dragons as well. So, and of those, of the modern or current era, what do you like? What do you like in the machines? What particular machines
I think
appeal to you?
I think we touched on Metallica. Metallica, the remastered
That remake
version.
is great.
I mean, I've got I bought a limited edition of the original back off a customer about 12 years after she bought it. And I paid way too much for it because I'm silly and I like Metallica.
But they were holding great value at that time, man.
Yeah. But the biggest innovation, the biggest advantage that I see with pinball today, especially from Stern, is insider connected.
That's cool.
It is just the catalyst that will take Stern into the future.
Yeah.
And it is a massive, unique selling point over the other manufacturers as well. What I love is, and you saw the custom badge that we had made up for Pinfest 2025. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
So anybody that plays, logs in and plays.
This is 2025.
Yeah.
I'm slow. Mate.
So we actually got a custom badge made up.
So I must have one.
You would have it. It will come up on your latest, on your last badge achievement.
Yeah.
So basically, anyone that scans in and plays an Insider Connected game at Pinfest gets this Insider Connected badge.
That's awesome.
Right. So it's an achievement, and
that's so cool.
So what I love about it is it's the interaction, it's the achievements, the badges, it's the ability to find games near where you are.
Oh, it is.
See, there you go.
Can I click on it?
That's pretty cool.
I can't click on it. I'll see if I can get it on the...
So that was a custom badge that we had designed for Pinfest 2025.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it's the interaction, it's the ability to find games where you are, to record your height. It's all bragging rights.
It's great. And, I mean, having the Insider Connected screens on location, you know, you've got seasoned, hardened pinball players that just want to get on your scoreboard out there.
Yeah, it's all bragging rights.
Like, even here, it's so good.
But so the Insider Connected, besides the operator and also the user, owner, I should say, the owner advantages of like free updates, automatic updates.
Yes.
Turn the machine on, it's going to do an update. All for free, right? The ability to do that, but for the ability for the good players, as you mentioned, to compete online in a true competitive platform, on a true competitive platform. Like setting up that leaderboard, we had the badge set up for 9 a.m. yesterday. I think I had the games registered, set up on the leaderboard running in about 25 minutes.
Real. That's good. That's easy.
And it runs itself.
Simple.
It runs itself. I haven't touched the thing. You see me over there.
Yeah, just no. You've been chatting with you've been socialising. You haven't been working.
I don't take the glass off any games. I clean the glass.
Yeah.
I don't touch anything to do with the leaderboard, and it runs itself for the whole weekend.
Yeah, it's been cool, man. It's been really,
Insider
really
Connected
good.
rocks, man. It's the best innovation in pinball I've ever seen in my career.
That is good. I personally don't have an Insider Connected machine at all, but some of the things I also hear about, the fault warning alerts.
Oh, yeah.
And the pieces like that. Like, I'd love to see a future state almost. So, say, when we play at the club, we always, when we're doing a Pinawara, which are our big tournaments that hopefully everybody tunes in and watches, we always... You have to increase the difficulty settings, right? Because you've got some phenomenal players like PJGs. We got Pat down,
right?
Man, and those guys could play for an hour and a half on a ball. Going in and manually setting them, that would be a great feature. I'd love to see from a compared to, so then we can turn it back,
right?
And where we have more casual league nights, or we've got our Friday fun nights and stuff like that, you just set it back to normal settings through the
That's a very good
device.
Suggestion. Very good suggestion. I know that the operators, the pro account operators, can actually log into a machine and view the service faults from their pro account.
Yeah.
So you saw an end stroke switch on the left flipper on Metallica. Before you go to the service call, you get, make sure I've got one with me.
Yep. Yeah. I'm pretty sure with the club's got the pro account. I'm pretty sure that they actually do. So, some super cool stuff. And again, like, you know, what they're doing with Dungeons and Dragons and helping people progress through the game.
Right.
Like Devil Venom did something similar as well.
Yep.
Super cool.
But the cool thing, it's not leaderboards. Don't like when people get people get confused that leaderboard's like a pro or an operator
No.
thing. No, I do it at home.
Yeah.
My kids, we have leaderboards at home.
And you can also set up so that what is it? It's your home team, is it?
So you don't have to scan in.
You don't even have to scan in at home, and then you can just choose between a couple of players.
When
And
you talk about the relationship between AMD and Stern, I can tell you there's some way smarter people at Stern that work at Stern than you and I.
of course.
They're thinking about all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff before we were talking about it.
I did. I'm just going to transition over. We'll get a little bit of gameplay on Godzilla over here as well while we chat. As
There you
long as
go.
I can find us, we'll transition us back in as well. Lost one. The interview that I heard recently with George Gomez.
Right.
There was asked, "What is the thing that you're most proud of, or what is going to be your legacy at Stern?" And it was Insider Connected.
Absolutely, yeah.
And out of all the things he's done for pinball,
I had the privilege of having dinner with George in June
Oh,
in
right.
Chicago, and he's a great friend and he's a great guy. And I said it to someone just earlier today. George is one of the few guys. Like, we're blessed to have him in our industry. He's one of the smartest guys I know in this industry, but he's a true gentleman.
yeah,
He's a
he seems like a beautiful person.
lovely fella.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. Yeah,
And-
and a lot of time and respect for George.
It just real genuinely seems that way. It's good to hear in real life, right?
Yeah.
I also took something from something that an interview that he said when he was talking about the restrictions sometimes of licenses when they're doing design.
Yeah.
And like I run a team of data engineers and all sorts of way smarter people than me. And it actually, what he had actually said is sometimes having a license that is restrictive is better for creativity of the designers in his design team,
Yeah.
because you have got a sandbox to work in and it forces you to be creative, work within those constraints that you've got, and it's an enhancement for the team's creativity and the designs that they actually come up with.
Sure.
And I kind of was like, I travel 2 hours a day to work, and I listen to a lot of podcasts and interviews of pinball, but I kind of thought about it. I'm like, that's so applicable to so many things. And I actually use George Gomez's quote quite often when I'm working with my team on doing things that we're designing, right? Here's your sandbox.
Work
This is
within
what
that.
you got to
Yeah.
do. Explain it what he said, and they're like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I can be more freedom. I can have freedom. Anyway.
No, I get it. And there's when I had the privilege, I saw George again, and Gary and all the executive team in June in Chicago at the factory, and we walked through the engineering department, and it's like walking through NASA.
Oh, that'd
Dude,
be
I'm
so
telling
cool,
you,
man.
it's
That would
just-
be great.
You know, you see guys and they get headphones. They're like they're strapped in. Like like when you watch what's that
Like a space-
Facebook movie? The social.
Oh, yeah.
Social network.
Yeah.
Right, and they're logged in, right? And they're not talking to anybody. There's guys, and they've got like 4 or 5 screens in front of them, and you can see guys doing sound editing and audio editing and graphic designs and things.
Wow.
And they're just locked in.
That is cool, man.
What I did is I took a big box of caramel koalas over. So I was walking past the engineering guys, and I just put on the desk. It's for you. And you see the guys just going, yeah, thank you.
And then they're back to work.
Yeah, back to work.
That's so cool, man. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, anything else you want to give a shout out to while we're here?
Well, besides thanking the guys at the Illawarra Pinball Club, I mean, I said this to Paul and to Stuart, to a lot of the guys down there. We wish that we had an Illawarra Pinball Club in every capital city, and I mean that with my heart, because you guys do a fantastic job. You're all good guys. You buy new games, you promote, you expose, you run fantastic competitions and competitions and tournaments. And what I'm excited for, and I'm sure you've mentioned this before. I hope you have on the podcast.
Maybe.
About next year with the ACS.
ACS is coming
There you go.
to Wollongong.
So that's a testament to you guys. It's a testament to what you guys are doing. So
It's pretty exciting, actually.
we can't wait to support that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That'll be cool.
At least the ACS this year won't be too far for me to travel. This is only an hour drive.
Yeah, it's good. So we've got the location booked in, which is the Italian club locally.
Yeah, okay.
So I was lucky enough to have some long-time family connections down there.
That's it.
So they've given us the venue, which is great. It's a private room, maybe a bit bigger than this room.
Yep.
It's quite a bit bigger than this room. We've got our own bar, most importantly.
Yeah.
Phenomenal food down there.
Awesome.
I just got to get out and measure the room so I can start doing some CAD designs and
Planning.
figure out where we can fit some machines in. But mate, I'm looking forward to it. So as soon as we get an idea of kind of what's going where, let's get in contact. We'll share some stuff with you.
Yeah,
And
we can't wait to support it. We can't wait to continue supporting the Illawarra Pinball Club and the Iron Maidens. You're beautiful people. We thank you for your support.
No, we appreciate it, mate. We're just doing fun stuff, and
that's it.
that's all it is.
Pinball is fun. Is
Pinball's
there something between the Italians and pinball? Because you see the pinball, the Tassie
mafia.
pinball mafia guys walking around.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how some of these guys haven't been arrested yet.
Because they're the mafia.
Oh, you're right. Some of them, I don't think they haven't stopped drinking since Friday night. But anyway.
No. Maybe that's why they were pushing to get on the stream earlier today. I said we're going to get through you guys first, and then we'll pick them up.
Then let them loose.
I'll get Dan on here with him. That would be fun because he's had a couple today already. But Cammy was thinking the same thing. Cammy's one of our regular viewers from Tasmania.
Okay.
So huge shout out. And who else we got? Boots at Oregon. So a couple of pinball Italian connection. No, that was just just a comment
Tongue in cheek
that we picked up on.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Really appreciate your time. It was awesome having a chat.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, for sure. That's it. AMD Pinball. Everything you need from Stern, new machines. Give them a chat. Thank you, mates.
Thanks,
and
brother.
we'll just transition. Let me figure out. This is why Dan drives this, because I'm bad at it. Hang on. Goodbye to us, and hello to the room.
Beauty.
Thanks again.
Thank you, bro. I was going to quick photo.
Oh, yeah, of course.